In their latest preview, Warhammer community have released an absolute smorgasbord of upcoming content for the Middle-earth strategy battle game. Topping it all off, we're getting a chonking great box taking us to the ruins of Osgiliath. We'll see the Orc General Gothmog, known for his lumpiness and kind of weirdly charismatic nature, facing off against Faramir, described lovingly by his dad as, sadly not Boromir. So here we have the first part of this massive preview that has lured me away from my usual favourite topic of Warcry. The chunky brand new box, The Battle for Osgiliath. Now for fans of the films and the books, Osgiliath is the first capital of Gondor, which became a shattered husk which spans both sides of the Anduin River. A detachment of Sauron's forces now control this sprawling ruin, so this chunky and exciting box set is replacing Pelennor Fields, which has been out for about 4 years now, pitching Faramir and the forces of Gondor against Gothmog and the despicable hordes of Mordor. And it is a starter box, so it will come with everything you need to get started in playing the Middle-earth strategy battle game, now in plastic for the first time. So during the preview throughout, they dropped lots of extra information which isn't actually included in these articles. The first of which I'll point out here. These ruins that you can see on the models, which look fantastic amidst the Osgiliath scenery, which we'll take a closer look at in a minute, are optional, and they can actually be replaced with, I believe, some logs for a woodland look if you didn't want to base your ranges in Osgiliath. So here we can see Damrod, Faramir and Madril. Madril, for fans of the films, was the one that was stabbed through the chest by Gothmog. So hopefully in your games you can give him a slightly better fate. So Faramir is the ranger captain and son of Denethor. At this point he's just dealing with the recent death of his beloved brother, and also with a dad who eats really, really loudly and is generally just the worst. So alongside those three you'll also be getting 12 warriors of Minas Tirith and 12 rangers of Gondor. So these are models that have been available before, but they still look fantastic. Now we're on to my favourite, Gothmog, who's actually a lieutenant of Sauron. I think I called him a general earlier. Also in plastic, and he's coming in a mounted version or on foot, and during the games they can be taken off their mount. So for some reason I was really engaged by Gothmog as a character, and he's a character that doesn't even feature prominently in the books. And one of the funniest facts about this one is that his appearance was inspired by a now disgraced Hollywood producer, not naming any names. So Gothmog is going to be commanding 24 Morannon orcs and a ferocious Mordor troll. I love a good bit of scenery, and an interesting additional piece of information from the preview is that this is incredibly modular. They held up a sprue, and these panels are actually individual pieces, so you can make the set as a ruin or as a complete building, and you can stack it up to as many floors as you want. Really versatile there, and this is the kind of versatility that I really enjoyed with the first Warcry set, where you could make these really tall bell towers and kind of go crazy with it if you wanted to. So it's a great opportunity for hobbyists who like to do dioramas and also to make some really, really interesting terrain. So you're getting a 224-page Middle-earth strategy battle games rules manual. They did say during the preview that this is the same rules that people are playing now, but it has been fully updated in this book to include all the FAQs, and it's been completely redesigned, so new artwork and design work inside. You're also getting a scenario booklet to play out the Osgiliath battles, and a dice and range ruler. So the other thing to mention about these is that they are not coming until around Christmas time, which does lead me on to the next preview, which is going to arrive much sooner. So if you're desperate to get stuck in straight away, they're releasing 4 Battlehost boxes. These are designed so you can jump straight in with a brand new army, or you can add them to an existing force. They do contain existing models and they're themed around a key leader. The first box is the Mordor Battlehost. This is led by the Witch King of Angmar, who's supported by hordes of orcs and the fast and deadly Warg Riders. And during the online preview they did indicate that the Witch King could be equipped with different weaponry. The second battle host is Isengard, led by Saruman, accompanied by Grima. Actors there just to see their likenesses next to the models. I'm not sure I've picked the right films. So this battle host features 48 miniatures. They are accompanied by Uruk-hai scouts, Uruk-hai warriors, and a Palantir. I'm not sure who's dragging that one along. The next battle host is Minas Tirith, led by Gandalf the White. He's accompanied by the warriors of Minas Tirith and the Knights of Minas Tirith as part of a 33 miniature set. And there's also Pippin in there, Peregrine Took, everybody's favourite, slight liability, but we like him a lot. And finally we have the Rohan battle host, led by Éomer, Marshal of the Riddermark. He's joined by Riders of Rohan and the Warriors of Rohan, 32 miniatures in total. So these boxes are coming out sooner than the Christmas box, And they have indicated when these boxes come out, they'll be giving away the profiles for all the warriors in your chosen battle host and a set of rules as a free download. Great to see that they're offering more of these free downloads on the community website. So next we have Mighty Elven Heroes arriving. So this is Glorfindel. Much more familiar to those readers of the books rather than the films, Glorfindel's skill and swiftness is described as unmatched by any elf in the Third Age, including Lord Elrond. Even the dreaded Nazgul recoil from his mighty swordsmanship. So in the books, Glorfindel is the one that saves Frodo from the Nazgul. Now the books weren't brilliant at being representative of women. This is something they chose to change in the films. So this scene was actually taken by Arwen. So as you can see here, the model is absolutely crammed full of detail. They have described this as being in Forge World resin, and there's so much detail that the horse even has bells on, and this again is a nod to the books. They go on to say on the tabletop Glorfindel is a monster in melee. Thanks to the armour of Gondolin, Glorfindel cannot be targeted by a monster's brutal power attack, while with a fight value of 7 and 3 attacks, even the mightiest of Middle-earth champions will have a difficult time taking him down. Asfaloth, the horse, meanwhile is so quick that he has 12-inch movement alongside the Fleetfoot special rule. Nowhere on the battlefield is safe from this avenging elf. Next from Forge World we have Rúmil and Orothin, two brothers of Haldir who step forward to defend Lothlorien from the predations of the Dark Lord. So during the preview they described them as working as a triumvirate with their brother Haldir, with Haldir being an expert marksman, Rúmil being kind of a block that bogs down other heroes, and Orothin being great against infantry, just mincing them up with his blades. Alongside them are the guards of Galadrim Court, 3 resin models armed with pikes and an optional standard bearer. During the preview they described them as having a high fight value of 6 and an ability to fight in 3 ranks deep. And finally we have Elrond, Master of Rivendell. Look how good these miniatures are. They've caught how stern he was. Hugo weaving Master of Eyebrows. So this is Elrond as depicted during the War of the Last Alliance at the close of the Second Age, when he was sometimes referred to as the Herald of Gil-galad, the last High King of Noldor. They go on to say that Elrond has 3 attacks at fight value 6, making him incredibly difficult to beat in a duel. What's more, his trusty banner bearer, who we'll take a look at now, can be used to re-roll a dice for determining the results of a duel both for Elrond and nearby allies. And they do note at the bottom here that in Sir Peter Jackson's The Fellowship of the Ring, you can see this banner in a flashback. So given the timing of these reveals, it's going to be really interesting to see if they are going to be doing any models or any releases tied into the Amazon series. Interesting to see.
So, what do you think of this reveal? Are you going to pick it up? Let me know in the comments.